What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to do a review of the iPhone SE 3rd generation. And the high point of this phone is that it is the only phone that's being sold right now that has a home button. So if anybody still prefers the home button, this phone is the phone for you, because you can not only still have the use of a home button, but you can also have Touch ID. This is the only phone that is being sold that is new. Apple's newest budget phone is the only one that still has Touch ID. So if you're still someone that prefers Touch ID, you're not someone that's one for Face ID, and you want a home button, this phone would definitely fit very well for someone who prefers it. This phone is the exact same size as the 2nd generation SE, and it is glass on the back and the front, and wirelessly charges. It also has the newest chipset, so it's got a much faster processor than the other SE did. Let's give a physical description of this phone. Like I said before, this phone is glass on the back and the front. The sides are metal. And if we go to the bottom of the phone, on the left bottom side, we have the first speaker grill. If we navigate to the right a little bit, we have the microphone. And then if we navigate right one more time, we have the slit for the lightning cable. If we navigate to the right again, we have the second speaker grill. If we go on the left side of the phone and go up about an inch or so, we have the volume rockers. And these actually control multiple things. They control your volume of your ringtone. They control the volume of your videos and music and things like that you're watching. And there are settings that can affect how these buttons work. And there's a lot of different things that we're going to probably do different videos about, but drop a comment down below and let me know if you want me to do another video on downloading apps or changing settings or software updates or anything like that, because there's so many things that this phone can do, and we can't all cram it into one video, otherwise we'd be here for hours on end. But if we go above the volume rockers, we have the mute switch, which allows you to put the phone in either vibrate mode or normal mode. And if we navigate to the top of the phone, we have the earpiece. Which also doubles as another speaker. Yes, this phone has stereo speakers. And if we navigate to the right side of the phone, the first thing that you're going to see or feel is the lock-unlock button. And this is also the power button as well. This comes in handy when you want to unlock your device or lock it again or power it off or back on. And if we go down just a little bit below the power button, we have the SIM tray hole, which you need either a paper clip or a safety pin or something like that, or a SIM eject tool to get into to take out the SIM card. On the top back side of the phone, there's a little round circle, which is the back camera. This phone does have two cameras. It's got one on the back and one on the front as well. This phone is, like I said, the budget phone for Apple. This is the newest budget phone that Apple is selling right now. And if you're looking for something simple if you're looking for something fairly basic that's not going to break the bank, this is something that I would definitely recommend. And if you're used to a home button, that is another thing that's important, because this phone still has one. This phone still has the home button, like I previously mentioned, and it also has Touch ID. The last thing we're going to do to close this video out is we're going to take a brief look at some of the stock apps that are on this phone. But before we get into that, I'm going to put the case back on, because there is no case on this phone right now, because it's a little easier to give you an orientation with the case off. But it's really, really slippery because it's glass on all sides and metal, and I don't want to risk dropping it. So let's unlock the phone now and just do a brief exploration of some of the stock apps that come with this phone. So let's hit the lock unlock button. And I have Touch ID turned on. So all I had to do is very lightly touch my finger on the home button. And this phone is now unlocked, so I had to press the home button one more time to officially unlock it, which we're going to do. So the first thing that we come to here is the calendar. And each phone, of course, is set up differently. So you may have something else in place of this, but this is how my phone is set up. And in order for us to be able to navigate to each app, we're going to flick right with one finger. If you are a sighted person using a phone like this, of course, the way that you interact with the touchscreen is much different, but because I am totally blind and use VoiceOver, which is a screen reader that's making this phone able to be used by someone that can't see, things change just a little bit. Just a quick note to throw in there for those individuals that are sighted that may be watching this. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick look at the stock apps, some of the stock apps on this phone. And like I said before, if you want me to do another series of videos on downloading apps or software updates or changing settings, definitely let me know, because these are things that we can do. These phones can do so much, and there's so many different things that can be taught in a series of videos. So definitely let me know in the comments below if that's something you want me to do. But let's take a look at the stock apps. So we have Photos. We have Weather. We have Clock, and all I'm doing is I'm flicking right with one finger. And so far, these are all the stock apps. Now, because I have a lot of apps on this phone, it gets divided up into pages, which means picture a book, for example. Each page of the book is a page of apps. So we have to go to the next page. So what we need to do in this case is hold three fingers together and swipe to the left. And continue to flick to the right with one finger to see what other stock apps are on here. Now, if you want to go back to another app, you would flick to the left. But these are most of the apps that come with this phone. Now, some of the things that you're hearing right now are a lot of the apps that I've downloaded. And like I said, if you would like and if you want to comment down below, we'll definitely do another series of videos about downloading apps, because like I said, there's so much to this phone. So like I said, some of these are apps that I have downloaded. And then we go back into some of the stock ones. So there are so many stock apps that come with this phone, and there are so many apps that you can download for iPhones that it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy to see how many apps there are for most things. We're going to press the home button now to get back to the home screen.
Calendar, Tuesday, June 28th. Double tap to open.
Now, let's say, for example, before we close this video out, you wanted to close an app. You've got something open by mistake. You didn't mean to open that app. You double tapped on it with a double tap of the screen with one finger, and you made a mistake and closed it. To access the app switcher with the home screen, as you were following along with me, and you wanted to close that app you made a mistake on, and you opened the wrong one, because it happens, I've done it before. To get to the app switcher, which is where all of those open apps are, we're going to press the home button twice, fast, quickly.
App switcher. Messages. Active.
Now, this is all of your open apps. So let's say that Messages was something that you opened by mistake. So to close this app, we're going to hold 3 fingers together and swipe up.
Closing messages. Lift. Active.
So now we've closed the app that we opened by mistake. Now to get out of there, we're going to press the home button once again.
Music. Calendar, Tuesday, June 28th. Double
And
tap.
finally, we're going to lock the screen. And always remember, if you have Touch ID enabled, you can unlock the phone with just a slight touch of your finger on the home button. That's it for this particular video, but please comment down below and let me know if you want me to do an extended series of iPhone basics, because there's so many different iPhones out there, and apps, and there's so many different things that can be done with these phones. So drop a comment down below. Let me know if you want me to do another series of videos like this, and I will definitely do that. Take care, and peace until next time.